So now, here, brother went and got a screwdriver and got another fucking screw. Screwed it on the fucking pegboard here. So it's lower, so now things can be seen. Just have it like this. Anyway, so this, oh yeah, get the fucking date and time stamp. Saturday, 14:47:07 seconds, year 2025, 7th month, July, 26th day. So, it's a 2. 2, 4, and then a 1. Dun, 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 anyway. It ain't the 5. Dun, dun, dun. It ain't dun, 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 dun. It's dun, 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 dun. See. That's a 1. It can't be going down to there unless it fucking just changed keys for that one fucking note. Anyway, so hold on, brother's gonna go get the fucking fingertip for protections. Hold on. Alright. This fucker's always got fucking music fucking coming out of fucking out of fucking nowhere. But it comes in spurts too, you know. Especially Russell's been fucking dealing with Momstein, which is a musical mood. That's what he hears. But that's this note. That would be the fucking G sharp key. And that would be the 4 with the G sharp key. But that sure wasn't this key. Sure wasn't the D sharp key, because that's where it started off is. That was fucking that turned this fucking F2 into a fucking F6. Now, if this is a fucking F6, that still can be the G sharp key, but this one was the D sharp key. And that's the 5th. Those are a 5th part from the G sharp to the D sharp key. So if it is the G sharp key, then this is G sharp 6 or F6. And that's open G string. so these two notes aren't in the key. Russell was just playing with the harmonics on the 12th fret here. That's the next note there from the G. It's not. That would be the G key. This is the G sharp key. Everything's one up, so. So anyway, so it'd be so this is the G sharp key. This is the 6. Starts on the 6, and that would be F6. G sharp key. So with the melody, it goes. And that would be G sharp 1. So 6 to the 1, which is a 16, which is an illegal underager. Got to be 18 to be legal. All right. This is a 16. 1, 1, 1, 6, 6. Or it's actually a 61. So that's plenty of age. That's plenty age, 61. But the inversion is 16. So, and then things want to get louder now all of a sudden. There's noise coming from over the neighbor's fence. And the energies just start to flow like that. Volume levels start to swell at different levels, and to Russell, Russell's very sensitive to the energies, to the universal energies with the volumes. When to bring it down, when to take it, when to bring it up. And but a lot of times it's down because there's a shyness there, an insecurity, and sometimes an insecurity is just a misinterpretation for, not wanting to barge in on the neighbor's good time. Or anyone around. Anyone could be called a neighbor. Anyone around is like a neighbor. A neighbor is just a name for other people that are around. They don't have to be neighbors. It's just the traditional setting when one's at home to call someone that's around a neighbor. Could be just Russell could be having. There could be people in the backyard with Russell, and it's not the neighbor. It's just someone else that's around. But there's no one around the backyard. It's just the neighbors on the other side of the fences, though. So anyway, so in examining that and bringing consciousness to the energy with the volume levels and all that. But anyway, so G sharp key. That's the melody that just popped out of nowhere. There's the big screen over there. Brother's looking at this tiny little fucking screen here. If he gets with the bigger screen, it's 19 inches. It's not quite the 43 inch. But he's sitting there looking at this little tiny little one straight ahead of the camera. But the good picture's over here. But then the sun's starting to glare on the fucking. Well, it glares on the fucking camera too, but anyway, so 6, 6, 6, 4, 4, 4, 1, 1. No. This would be a 5 now. This is a 5. Whereas before it was, Russell thought it was the D sharp key. And this would be a 2. But turns out that this note wanted to be played right here. Because Russell was searching for the notes. Which brings a subject called relative pitch. Which Russell is constantly, always striving to improve with relative pitch. Relative is also the name for relationships. Relative, relative is also used in science. It's a popular word with science. Relative being next to something. Relative, next to each other. Relative. This is relative to this, and to relate. This relates with that. There's relativeness with it. Relationships, relate, to have similarities, something to share together. Relative gets into relationships, relative. And relative pitch is the capacity to acquire full relative pitch is the capacity to hear that which is with the inner ear, to hear music played in the inner ear, or to hear a pitch, or to hear a chord. For instance, if Russell was to sing this chord that he's hearing in the ear, this is just pick one out of fucking nowhere. Something that's different than the one that was played on purpose. All right, now that note, locate that note on the guitar. And it's just a matter of just it's all an experiment. You just press any notes on the instrument until that note is a perfect imitation match. And the ear is the one that it sounds the same. If this note was played, it's not the right note. It sounds a little bit different. And so it's either higher or lower, which brings in the military siren that goes like this. Which is the same thing as tuning in a guitar like this. There it is. So that was harder. It's easier on this string to get military siren. And that particular noise, the military siren, all these ambulances going through the town, that all comes from the military. And the military learned that sound from listening to cats when they are at war. Cats at war. Especially if you listen to the domestic cats out here in the town, out in the neighborhood. That's what they sound like. And that's the natural route to figuring out relative pitch as far as using the guitar, as an example, reason being is the guitar is really the only instrument, the guitar or the stringed instrument is really the only instrument that produces that capacity to be like a siren. No other instrument. All the other instruments are fixed, except for the electric piano that has what's called a tuning arm on it. You can go higher and lower. A pitch control, which is the same idea as a guitar. But if you go to a saxophone, every note is fixed. They cannot be moved up and down. Go to a clarinet. Go to a regular piano. Go to a tuba, go to a French horn. But if you go to a stringed instrument, it's the only instrument, the only instrument that jives with the military. It's the only instrument that jives with battle and war. The strings, like puppet strings. This gets all into slavery. Slaves and slave masters, mind control. The guitar. The guitar is the most popular instrument out of all the fucking instruments that there are. The guitar is the most popular. And it is the most accessible for everyone to go to the music store and get for a fairly cheap price. The guitar. So anyway, Russell says all this because this ties right into the relative relationships between living organisms. The guitar is it's like a fulcrum point. It's the guitar that dominates the stage. The guitar. It's portable. You could sling it over the back. You could travel with it. You could go on the fucking sidewalk. I'm talking about the instrument that has war capacity. It has battle capacity. It's battle ready because it can be tuned. It can like a cat. The top predator on the earth, on this planet for today. That's the top predator, the cat. Which also the top predator on this earth today is also known as the military. Top, all the way to the top, military. This is the top military instrument, the guitar. Top. And most people aren't conscious with this until someone shares it. When one starts to share it, share the information, all of a sudden people see something, they become conscious with something they never were conscious to before. So, oh my God, I never knew all that information until it was shared. That this gets all into the share. Anyway, so. So this is just a song that popped out of fucking nowhere. Well, it didn't really pop out of nowhere. It was always playing in the universe. It's just that all of a sudden Russell tuned in. Russell tuned in to something that was already playing in the air. It just became louder with the inner ear, inside the inner ear. That melody just all of a sudden just popped up out of fucking nowhere. Or one could say, Russell tuned into it. You could say something like that. I mean, if Russell really wanted to, he could sit down here like a scientist and just pinpoint the exact perfect language to use. You know, if Russell wanted to sit here and really just meditate with it and just slow down, close the eyes, go into prayer mode. And this is the thing that happens when Russell starts typing articles on YouTube. He starts typing stuff, and they can sit there and go back and edit it because everything's going at a nice slow pace. He can just finally get it and get it and get it and get it. He'll go over just one sentence, one verse, one point. Spend 25, 30 minutes just on one sentence because he's connecting with that clarity, the explanation. But in order to get that clarity, as Russell's playing music and singing and just improvising and shit, sometimes it doesn't come right then and there. Sometimes it only comes with just noises. Just hum along with it. Then clarity sometimes comes later. Other times, all of a sudden the revelation just belts out right the fuck now. Boom. So fucking blunt and clear, there ain't no fucking needed extra explanation for it at all. I mean, it's just like a bullseye. Just pull the fucking arrow back with the bow. Poof! Right through the fucking heart. To either expose something or to reveal something, you know, and to confess something. Oh my God, this gets all into mere reflection. Oh shit. You know, and the most popular Western religious book that covers all this shit is known as the Bible, where there's a story, a cartoon story. Remember, Russell likes to call it a cartoon story. It's just a cartoon story with this dude named King David, and he wrote all these fucking songs called Psalms. In this cartoon story, this fucker named King David, who's like the strongest fucker on the planet that no one can fucking defeat. That's the way the cartoon character goes. This fucker is so fucking undefeatable. Anybody that comes up against his ass gets fucking annihilated. And the only reason they get annihilated is because this cartoon character named King David always lives this life to always confess all his fucking faults. Everything. He's always ready to confess shit. Always. He's always ready to confess shit. And that's what makes his ass so fucking powerful. That anybody that wants to come against him, who usually They're always wanting to hide shit. They don't want to be true to themselves. They don't want to confess to themselves what's really going on with them, with the self. If they try to go up against the cartoon character called King David, they get fucked up the ass for even they get fucked. Go, you know, if you're not familiar with the cartoon story, just go grab the Bible and go to the Old Testament and start reading about King fucking David. I mean, he's literally the Old Testament Jesus. Until the New Testament came along, then this other dude named Jesus, who was even more transparent, even more in a confession mode than fucking King David. And the cartoon, remember, it's just a cartoon story. Although some say that King David actually lived. And Russell's here to say, well, whether he lived or not, irregardless, you weren't there, I wasn't there. Maybe you were reincarnated and you were there and you forgot everything. And even if you're living today, you could say, he was real. Well, how do you fucking really know? Well, I guess the really only explanation that some people say, well, I was taught as a child just to believe the story. And in the story, there's this tool, they say, well, I believe it because I was taught this word called faith. And faith just says, well, just believe anything you're told, right? That's really the definition of faith. Just believe the story that mom and dad told you. Just believe the story that some church pastor told you. No one really fucking knows if King David was a real fucker or not, or if Jesus was a real fucker. No one around here knows. The only ones that really know are the one, if he was real, are the ones that lived when he lived, if he did live. And those that say that some say, well, I am reincarnated from that time that Jesus lived. That's the reason why I know that he lived. And is there anybody here to dispute that story? If someone wants to share that story? Because if they do, they're going to be running into the same fucking problem, and that is, I don't believe anything fucking you say. In other words, you might as well just shut the fuck up, because I'm offended at what you just fucking said. And now the same situation comes up with the King David story. We got someone telling someone else to shut the fuck up, that their story is a bunch of shit. And when they come against someone who tells any story they want, it might not happen right away, but eventually, more than likely, the one that came against someone else's story and told them that their story is a bunch of shit, more than likely, anybody that does that shit, they are gonna get fucked up one way or another at some time, either now or in the future. It's gonna come. Now, remember, when Russell's saying this, it's just a story from Russell too. Doesn't mean that it's true. It's just a story. The only way that any living organism can really know if their story holds any water is if they have some self-experience with something, so that they know, and then when they know something because of self-experience, and if they share that story with someone else, it's still going to be hearsay to someone else. Still going to be hearsay. And so when someone hears someone else share a story like that, the most healthy response is going to be, well, brother, nice story. I'm glad to hear your story. That's cool. But if the response comes and says, your story's a bunch of shit, and if they start criticizing it, then it could be they're gonna fucking have to learn the lesson of their goddamn fucking life, whether it happens now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40, 50, 60, 70 years from now. Not saying that it's going to happen. Russell brings this into the story. He says it could happen. It could happen. And that could be the reason why all these bodies are constantly dying around here. That could be the number one reason why death has been reigning in the universe for trillions of fucking years now. And that's the story that Russell shares. But he's not saying that he's certain and for sure with it. Russell's just saying that he knows some things and he's had self-experience with things enough to say it gets a little more certain every fucking day that's added to the story. The more that Russell gets to know and the more experience Russell gets to experience. And Russell says he's not fully 100% certain, but he's so certain to the point where, oh my God, more than likely, this is probably the crux to all the death that's been going on around here. And it all comes down to blame, because to tell someone that they're full of shit with their story, and it doesn't matter if they fucking murdered someone. Don't matter if they murdered someone and they said, yes, I killed someone. It doesn't matter, because for another living organism to blame someone and say, you're guilty now. You're guilty. You shouldn't have done that. In other words, what they're saying is, I've got a story and you're supposed to believe my story. And in my story, you're not allowed to kill anyone you want. Now, the one that lives like that and says that and goes around the town teaching that, Russell says this, it could be your day is coming. Your day is coming. And the one over here that believes he has the right to kill anyone he wants and confess it is a notch higher than you, who think that this brother needs to follow your story. That's what Russell has to share. But Russell also says this too. He says, remember, it's just a story Russell shares. Now, this guy over here that's going around killing anybody he wants and going around town and confessing it in front of everybody, said, yeah, I killed him. In fact, I'm going to kill someone else right here in front of you. Watch this. And then he looks around at everybody and says, now what the fuck are you going to do about it? Bring it on. Let's see who's the master around here. And everybody starts running away, right? Unless they've got a more technical weapon to take the fucker out. Okay, now we're not just talking about weapons here. We're talking about psychological weapons too, like warfare, intimidation, like a gang leader bully going around the town saying, you better shut the fuck up, put your goddamn fucking mask on right now, bitch. And if you don't, I'm gonna fucking punish your ass. And everyone in the town's like, uh-oh, the bully has spoken. The bully has, Doctor Who, the bully has spoken, so put your goddamn mask on, or I'm gonna fucking punish you. Right? Okay, now, this is all getting into Hollywood acting now. Everything starts to transition from one step to the next level, to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. All from a nice quiet video, because there's a neighbor over here, and Russell felt like starting off nice and quiet and slow and shy, And then all of a sudden, the universal energy just started fucking coming right the fuck on in. All of a sudden, the volume levels start to swell. Because there's a revelation that wants to be heard. And it ain't just Russell. Russell's just an open channel in agreement with the universal radio show that all of a sudden wants to raise the volume and start fucking letting it fucking shine. Letting it shine. Now it might seem a little bit far-fetched that all of a sudden the subject doesn't seem to be on the King David confession anymore. It got onto the fucking murder, kill, shut the fuck up, do what I tell you to do. You better believe my story, or I'm gonna fucking make you pay, bitch, and there's gonna be hell to pay. You got that? I got a story around here. It says this: you ain't allowed to explore the universe and figure out anything for yourself in the universe to figure out so you know something for yourself with self-experience. You just do what I tell you to fucking do. You got that? That's where that comes from. and that's it. And at its greatest depths and heights, Russell says that right there is unconsciousness. That is the universal unconscious child energy. That's what Russell says. And that child is allowed to explore for itself, to learn its own fucking lesson. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to go so far as to say this. And anyone that lets that child be the child that child wants to be, anyone that wants to interfere with that child, they are going to get fucked up by the universal energy. They are going to fucking trip all over themselves. They're going to fucking keep on dying. They're going to have the hardest fucking struggle of their whole goddamn fucking life by interfering with someone else's business and decide to tell them that they need to fucking follow their rule book or else. That's what Russell's got to share. And what Russell's got to share is that's the most clear explanation that the way that the universe runs. But Russell also says this: don't believe anything Russell says. Russell's just sharing the things that he knows and that he's had self-experience with. That's all. Russell isn't saying that he's right and he's the master and he knows it all. Russell is just sharing some evidence. And everything around here is a fucking court. Doesn't have to be in no formal room under someone's control that says, I control the town. You better do what I tell you to do or I'm gonna fuck you up. Because that's basically all a town leader is. The whole fucking maritime system that's being run like this, called legalism, which is different from legal, and which is different from law. And Russell just brings all this up because this could be the ultimate reason why there's all this pain and suffering and all this trouble going on with all these towns that are all run under the same uniform commercial code corporate system. This could be the ultimate reason why things have been fucked up for centuries. But slowly growing toward clarity. Slowly growing toward clarity. Because there's always been people like Russell in the past that have been sharing bits and pieces, revelations, and letting the kings and the queens know, hey, no, this society ain't as great as you're making it out to be king. It ain't as great. And the king would always kill these people off. Say, who the fuck you think you are, oddly in the fucking kingdom here? I run this fuck. Shut the fuck up. Guard, take this fucker, hang him on a goddamn lamppost in front of everybody in the town so that they fucking get fair warning. Anybody else to raise their fucking voice around here want to fucking King of the Queen. Shit. And if you really watch all the Hollywood movies with any common sense, it's very crystal clear. It's in most all the Hollywood movies for everyone if they really want to get with it and get real conscious with it. But when unconsciously starts to do it, everybody kind of set that damn thing. Except when it's in unless the societal conversation starts to change. Usually the only way it starts to change is because usually that first fucker starts speaking up. It gives courage to all the rest of the fuckers. Especially when they see the first fucker speak up and he remains untouchable. Then they start scratching their heads thinking, oh my god. Trust. Mere reflection. Confession. And the whole fucking 9 yards that this fucker keeps bringing up. There might be something to it. Because that's what Russell is experiencing. Yeah, Russell is experiencing being unfucking touchable. And the reason why that seems to be happening is because it could be there is a universal connection of ancestors that fucking lost their bodies and are floating around as ghosts. And these fuckers are powerful. Especially ones like Hogan and Ozzy. Just floating right on up there watching fucking. Those fuckers are ready at the heartbeat. Fuck someone else. As far as fucking try to fucking injure him or fucking take his ass out. But remember, Russell says don't believe anything Russell says. Remember, it's just a story. All Russell is saying is, God damn, it sure does fucking seem like it. Huh? And when Russell starts being open with this, to start a new town talk, everyone in town has nothing but an example of Russell. It sure as fucking no other one around here like Russell. Or down the paperwork of the contract, Vatican level like Russell. As his full fucking public witness in front of every fucking the tax collector, the foreclosure, whole goddamn fucking no mask during COVID-19, whole fucking 9 yards. To the point where everyone doesn't want to dare even mention fucking Russell's name. When they start sitting there watching, they just scratch their head like, who the fuck is this one? All Russell can say is, it's a universal connection that everyone has the opportunity to have if they want, if they really want. And it's not just a fucking fictional Hollywood fucking make-believe goddamn story. Like it's been made out to be. Where everyone's got to believe in some thing. After they die, they're promised heaven. How do you fucking know that stuff? It's just a fucking story. Although there could be some symbology to the heaven story. You know, heaven could really just be a fucking place where one realizes, oh my god, I could use a body. Keep my girlfriend out here, but there's a little man fucking ghost. Wait for the song of the planet to get the party started there. I didn't know what the started party. Or they knew something, but they didn't what you see. Most people are just sitting back and watching because they don't know. They're wondering, oh my God, this is crazy. What can do with this scam or the name? And as far as we're concerned, I think I'm not going to give the Giants the Bible. It's not the Bible the King David story. I mean, Russell got a whole new family. lawful sheriff, universal sheriff. And then Russell just leaves it at that. He just leaves it and then continues on with the day. Anyway, that's another hour video, brothers, way over there. See how things start to fly around here. That was all on video here. So anyway, later. There's neighbors. There's a house that burnt down halfway over there, part way. So they're putting the new roof on it right now, and they got it all torn off, joists and all that. So, you know, got a construction crew back there. Anyway, Russell's down at the end of the fence near the gate where he likes to go because there's a bike path. It's a public access way back there. Anyway, you want to see it? That ain't no question. Want to see it? We'll see it again. This has been on YouTube many times. This is going to go on again. This is public access. It's like a storefront. It's like going into town, or going to a carnival or a fair or a country fair or Whitaker Block Party and all that shit. This is a public fair through right here. And this is like a storefront or a circus or a business or whatever the fuck. You know, not many people have an opportunity to see it that way or to live with the fair through. Although everyone has a public street, but to have one in the backyard and the front yard, especially one in the backyard like this, is a little bit easier because there's less public, and it's easier to start to open up in the backyard where there's less public. Whereas you go out in the front yard, all the neighbors are there, call the cops, and they look at you funny. And who really likes to be looked at funny? Most everybody likes to blend in, right? So this is cool to have this right here, to live with this little bike path. So there's the burnt house right there. Turn the roof off and all that, and put new walls on it. And construction crew over there and everything. So it's like over at Eugene they got this thing called Cirque de Q, Cirque de Q, Cirque Le Q, something like that. Oh, what the fuck's Russell's last name? SQ. Hey, look, what's this? 2nd Street, Q Street, 2nd Street, SQ the second, the son to the father in fucking Cresswell. I mean, all the fucking universal fucking signs are there. But anyway, over in fucking Riverway Mall down there, they got Cirque de Q, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Paranormal stuff. It gets all into the paranormal, which is starting to get it with consciousness. Everything that's considered paranormal is actually roads to consciousness. It's just called paranormal because most people aren't conscious enough to see that consciousness is actually normal. And unconsciousness is kind of unnormal, although it is still normal. It's just the child state. That's all. Paranormal. So. Anyway. So, might as well go back inside and hook this thing up to the battery. Another fucking wonderful video. Spontaneous ejaculation, all improvised on the spot. Just like all the music Russell likes to bring. Fucking radio shows are spontaneously ejaculated. Everything. That's the way the brother likes it. Spontaneously ejaculated sermons. Or sir girls. Or queen girls instead of sir ma'am girls. Mammary girls. Hold on, the brother got to go get the cord now. So, hook up the jickly jank here. The jickly jank with the wankly bank. That would be cool if all that was just said in the backyard gets on the speaker on the camera, so that one could get a little more crystal clear idea to the radio shows that the brother's been holding here for the past fucking since 2012. and they've gotten more and more radio shows around here, got more and more since. So flip this on in the video, and brother's gonna start uploading it and watch it, because he can watch it while it's uploading. Just go to photos and click it, press play. It's a little bit longer to upload, but it uploads. So anyway, later. Oh yeah, the song. Here it is. This all came from this melody that popped up with these chords, and then Russell located the chords. A little bit of relative pitch action. That was a 4 note right there for the G sharp key. And so the 4 would be C sharp. 6, 6, 6, 6, 1, 1, 1, 5, 5, 5, 5. Good song, man. Woo! I wonder where Boob went. There she is. Hell of boob time. Yeah. We're having at the end of film boob times. Hi, Poop. So you can hear she's purring too. She's purring. She's here. She's purring. Yeah. She likes it. Yeah. She had to have her ear snipped because she caught the fucking sun ear cancer. So brother got all kinds of videos. He was hoping to get the ears to fucking cure, but it just got, the ears just kept eating and eating away. So it was one ear. The other one just had a little bit on it, but one was halfway down. So he just went ahead and spent $1,000 at the vet. And that was like a year and a half ago. 2 years, a year and a half. She's 20 years old. Yeah, 20, man. She's the oldest living catch of the batch. Strong grip. All right, so anyway. Later. And I go into here and look at her through the door. See if she can be seen, yeah. All right. Anyway, later. They're both on there together.